Why isn't blood blue? The truth behind blood's color. The veins on your wrist look blue. Textbooks say your blood is red. A nurse draws blood from your arm, and it's red too. So which one is lying, your eyes or your biology? It's one of those everyday mysteries that almost everyone notices but rarely questions. The answer isn't hidden inside your veins. It's hidden in the way light travels through your skin and in one extraordinary molecule that changes shape with every single breath you take. At first, the blue vein idea seems perfectly reasonable. Look at your hand in bright light. Those thin lines beneath your skin don't look red at all. It's easy to imagine that blood somehow changes color after it leaves the lungs, or that it only turns red when it touches the air. People have believed all of these explanations. Some think blood inside veins is blue. Others believe the iron in blood is red, like rusty metal. Another common idea is that blood becomes red only after it's exposed to oxygen. The surprising part is that every one of those explanations is wrong. If a doctor draws blood from one of your veins, it doesn't come out blue. It comes out a deep, dark red. It has always been red, even while it was flowing beneath your skin. And the iron inside your blood isn't red either. Pure iron is actually a shiny silver-gray metal. So if the iron isn't red, and the blood was never blue, where does that familiar color really come from? To answer that, we need to zoom in to a single drop of blood. That tiny drop contains millions of red blood cells packed so tightly together that they make up most of the blood's color. The liquid around them, called plasma, is a pale yellow. White blood cells and platelets are important too, but there aren't enough of them to color your blood. The real star is inside the red blood cells. Each one is filled with an incredible protein called hemoglobin. Think of hemoglobin as a fleet of tiny delivery trucks. Their job is to pick up oxygen in your lungs, carry it through your bloodstream, and unload it wherever your body's cells need fuel. Without hemoglobin, oxygen wouldn't travel efficiently through your body. Every heartbeat depends on billions of these microscopic carriers doing their job at exactly the right time. But hemoglobin does something else. It gives your blood its color. Each hemoglobin molecule contains 4 special structures called heme groups. At the center of every heme group sits a single iron atom. That iron atom is like a docking station, able to grab onto one oxygen molecule and later let it go. Here's the twist. The iron isn't what makes blood look red. Instead, it's the entire heme structure and the way its electrons interact with light. When light hits hemoglobin, some colors are absorbed, while others are reflected back to your eyes. The reflected light is what you perceive as red. It's a little like wearing a colored shirt. The fabric isn't creating color from nothing. It's simply absorbing some wavelengths of light and reflecting others. Hemoglobin works in much the same way, but with extraordinary precision. Now the story becomes even more interesting. When oxygen attaches to the iron atom, it doesn't simply stick there like a magnet. The entire hemoglobin molecule changes its three-dimensional shape ever so slightly. That tiny shift changes how it interacts with light. Oxygen-rich hemoglobin reflects a brighter scarlet red. When oxygen is released into your muscles and organs, hemoglobin changes shape again. It now absorbs and reflects light a little differently, making the blood appear darker, more like a rich maroon. Notice what never happens. It never becomes blue. Your arteries carry bright red blood because it has just collected oxygen from your lungs.
Your veins carry darker red blood because much of that oxygen has already been delivered to your tissues. Different shades, same color family. So why do veins look blue through your skin? The answer has less to do with blood than with light itself. Sunlight contains every visible color. As light enters your skin, some wavelengths travel deeper than others. Red light penetrates farther into tissue, while blue light is scattered much more easily. Your skin also absorbs and reflects different wavelengths in different ways. By the time light travels into your skin, reaches a vein, and bounces back to your eyes, the combination of scattering and absorption creates the illusion that the vein is blue. The blood inside it never changed color. Your eyes are simply interpreting light after it has taken a complicated journey through layers of skin. It's an optical illusion that almost everyone experiences. Once you know the trick, it's impossible to unsee. This remarkable chemistry has become so useful that doctors rely on it every day. Have you ever clipped a pulse oximeter to your fingertip? It measures your blood oxygen level without drawing a single drop of blood. The device shines red and infrared light through your finger. Because oxygen-rich and oxygen-poor hemoglobin absorb those wavelengths differently, the sensor can calculate how much oxygen your blood is carrying. Every reading depends on the same tiny molecular shape change that makes bright red blood look different from dark red blood. It's a perfect example of chemistry becoming technology. And humans aren't the only creatures with colorful blood. Nature has experimented with several different oxygen-carrying molecules. Horseshoe crabs, for example, have blue blood. Instead of hemoglobin, they use a protein called hemocyanin, which contains copper rather than iron. Copper changes the way light is absorbed and reflected, giving their oxygen-rich blood a striking blue color. Some marine worms have green blood, while certain other invertebrates use pigments that can even appear violet. These animals aren't healthier or stranger because of their blood color. They've simply evolved different chemical solutions to the same challenge, moving oxygen where it's needed. Humans happen to inherit one of nature's most successful designs. Hemoglobin is incredibly efficient. It loads oxygen in the lungs, releases it where cells need it most, and repeats that journey thousands of times during the life of a single red blood cell. Every breath you take triggers billions upon billions of these microscopic molecules to change shape, bind oxygen, release it, and change back again. You never notice it happening, but you can see its effects every time you look at a drop of blood. What seems like a simple color is actually visible evidence of one of life's most elegant chemical reactions. So the next time blue veins catch your eye, you'll know they aren't revealing blue blood at all. They're revealing how light can fool the human eye, while deep beneath your skin, billions of hemoglobin molecules quietly change shape with every heartbeat, painting life itself in shades of red.